Hi, welcome to the Gym Tip and Me. Welcome to Restorative Stretch. Today we're looking at gluteal stretching, lower back and upper back stretching. So grab yourself some water, close the doors, let people know you're taking part in a training session, and cheers. Okay, so from there, find yourself a space, check around one way, check around the other, make sure you've got plenty of room. Check above your head, make sure your hands aren't going to go any light fittings. And from there, we're just going to work on a little bit of rotation just to help our lower and upper back. So rotate through, feet fist gap apart, and rotate. Nice, controlled, easy movements. Big toe to little toe, flat down to the floor. Feel the rotation through the column of the spine. Nice. From here, side flex, reaching down to the side of the knees. Toes turn in, so that your big toe is slightly turned in and your second toes are nice and parallel. As you're working through this, slow down the pace. Get a nice long stretch to the side of the body. Big long reaches. From there, you're just going to pick one side and continue to repeat on that side. Now, it can be a small movement or it can be a large movement, depending on where you'd like to be. Keep the feet so they're that fist gap apart. Imagine you're inside a toaster. You're going to keep your body nice and straight here, rocking down to the side. A nice big stretch all the way through the lateral side of the body here. Certainly opening up the outside of the glutes and the outside of the toe muscles, the intercostals, all the way up through the ribcage. Now, as you're working through this stretch, feel your big toe to your little toe firmly down to the floor, just rocking through the side of the body. Keep your chin up, keep your chest lifted, look straight ahead. And you're trying to keep this gap between your ear and the shoulder. So we're not trying to collapse the head down, we're keeping that gap there. Almost as if our head stays and our neck stays 90 degrees to the shoulders. From here, let's tilt to the other side. Big long stretches, big long reach. You might feel the pelvis sliding out the way. You might feel a few clicks and crunks come out of the shoulders and the neck as you work through. Slow drop to the side. And again, you could do a small movement here. It could be a few millimeters, a few inches of movement. It could be a full lateral movement here. Choose which feels good for you. Try and close the eyes. Slow down the tempo of the body. And from there, release. Taking your hands together, place one hand on top of the other. Stretch and lean back. Now, as you're working through this, the toes stay facing forwards. The lower back is extending, it's flexing behind you. We've got an extension through the hip flexors and through the abdominals here. Keep your chin just off the chest. From there, releasing and swapping it over. The other hand goes on top of the other hand. Leaning back. Again, toes to heel, flat down to the floor. And again, it could be a small little bounce, it could be quite a bigger movement. Feel what you're working here. And release. From here, we're going to hinge as if we're bowing. Hitching from the hip, keeping the back nice and strong and straight, looking straight ahead. And keep these movements slow and controlled as you're working through them. From here, shaking out the legs. From here, toes facing forwards, we're going to reach down through into a ragdoll position. Big toe to little toe, down to the floor. We're going to fold the arms. The extension through the shoulder blades. Lower back extending out. Dropping the chin down on the chest. Letting the crown of the head down towards the floor. From there, take a slow deep breath in for 4. And a slow deep breath out for 8. As you're working through this, I want you to try and keep the legs nice and straight. So from here, walk your hands so they're flat onto the thighs. Stick your bottom back and feel that nice stretch. You might find a lengthening through your lower back as you're working through this. And again, closing your eyes, take a slow deep breath in for 4. Slow deep breath out for 8. 6. And again, slow deep breath in for 4. Control and slowly breathe out for 8. 6. 4. 2. And again, slow deep breath in for 4. And slow deep breath out for 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Slowly walking your hands back up the thighs, taking the pressure off the lower back. Stretching up and extending, leaning back again, and tilting slightly over to the left. Take note of your foot position, so that the feet stay that fist gap apart and the toes facing forwards. The hinges to the side, and we should feel a lengthening through the side of the muscle groups here, the intercostals, the lats dorsi, all the muscles that will support as well around into the rotator cuff, because we're going to now extend and reach. And you might find a few of those are a bit tight, especially if you have rotator cuff issues. Now, the body will tend to follow whatever happens with gravity, so it might want to tilt you forwards. I want you to lean back and keep the elbow high. You should be able to see both ears through a small gap through your arms. So you're not squeezing out completely. You've got the extension here. You've pushed the pelvis out the way. You've got this lovely banana movement. From here, slowly releasing. Check it out. Roll it out. Interlock your fingers. Give it a roll, because this will help with the movement of your shoulder blades and the shoulder joint. We're going to stretch again, and we're going to tilt to the other side. Again, making sure you're still inside your toes to see, stay nice and straight. We're not rotating over, we're keeping the top elbow high. We need to lose the pumpkin, we're going to stretch high. Keep the extension as far through the arms as you possibly can. Put your big toe to your little toe, firmly down to the floor, the pelvis out the way. Take those nice, slow, controlled deep breaths in and out. Slowly coming back out of this. From here, we're going to go back to those side reaches. Slow and controlled. Again, body nice and tall. Body centered up, nice and strong. Reaching down the side of the thighs each time. Big long extension. and release. From here, we're going to drop down onto the floor. So as we drop down, we're going to take our knees out nice and wide and drop down. So we're sitting onto our haunches. Now, if you find this difficult on your knees, place something underneath your knees. And if you're struggling with the ankle flexibility, don't worry too much. You can come off the heels just slightly. You might want to pad underneath the bottom. As you walk forward through into child's pose, we're going to web our fingers as wide as we can. Now, once you've placed your hands to the floor, open your fingers wider. Now, if you don't feel that your hands are wide enough, you can come back out of this and open up the fingers. So you're stretching them out one by one. Okay, so if you do a lot of typing, play a lot of golf or something where you're holding on to something, just open up the fingers slightly by giving them a little pull. And you'll find you'll get a wider dexterity through the grip. You do a lot of driving as well as a classic example. So now have a look at your grip and your width of your hands. Take your knees a little bit wider, sit back on your feet, extend the arms away. From here, the forehead comes down to the floor, the lower back down to the ground. And stretch the body by walking the fingers away. So feel a nice stretch all the way through the lower back. And just rest here. Let your body just calm down. Slow deep breaths in for 4, slow exhales for 8. Still working through that count. From here, we're slowly going to walk the arms out wide to the right. And from here, by walking the arms to the right, you might feel a bigger, longer stretch through the left side of the body. Got the extension through the lats dorsi and the lower back, lengthening out in a banana shape. Again, when you feel comfortable with this, walk your hands a little bit further around to the right side. You should be in a position where you can get your hands to your elbows down to the floor. Turn your head over to the side towards, so your nose is facing over to your right shoulder. Imagine you're sniffing your armpit. From here, you're sticking your bottom back a little bit further. Feel a lovely deep stretch all the way through the lower back. You've got the extension through the gluteal group. It's a lovely big extension. And again, we're going to web those fingers out wide like we did in child's pose. Again, we work through that slow deep breath in for 4. And then slowly exhale for 8, 6, 4, 2. See if you can just let your body collapse into this position here. The elbows down to the ground, chest relaxed. See how far you can sit back into the position. From here, you're going to slowly walk your arms one at a time, taking you back to the middle. And from there, slowly sitting yourself back into a kneeling position. Take a moment to reorientate your eyes, feel the balance through your body. And again, you're sitting onto the back of the heels if you can, extending out through the front of the feet and the top of the feet for a nice extension. Take a moment to close your eyes. Take a slow deep breath in for 4. And slow deep breath out for 8, 6, 4, 2. From here we walk back down into child's pose position. Again, we take that slow deep breath in for 4. And slow deep breath out for 8, 6, 4. From here we walk the arms around, over to the left side, dropping the elbow down to the floor, the forearms down for the big stretch through the right side of the body. And again we walk over to the left side, walking the hands and the arms in tandem. Feel your neck slightly relaxed. And as joined on that journey, a bit of an extension through the right side of the neck muscles, your bottom back, over the heels. With a nice big stretch all the way through the right side of the body. Lovely big extension through the lower back. Fingers open up nice and wide. And here we can walk a little bit further again. Big stretch all the way through the lateral side of the body once more. Once more we walk back. And again back to the middle and forwards. At this stage, you should be able to now walk your arms forward, away from your body, so you're walking your fingers away from your head. Bring the elbows a little bit narrower together, still sat in this long, low child's position. Knees are wide, the feet are together. Lovely deep long stretch. Here we walk down, elbows back towards the knees, slowly sitting yourself back up onto your shins. Chest stays up nice and high, big long lengthening through the body. From here the knees come together slightly, pushing the heels out. Stretching up towards the ceiling. Dropping a chin down on the chest, the extension through the chest and the shoulders. Here you're going to gently tilt over to the left side, lengthening the upper back towards the cervical vertebrae. Again, we're looking for the arms to be extended, chin dropped, nice big stretch all the way through the shoulders. Back into the middle, tilting over to the side. Changing the grip on the hands, pushing back. And from there, releasing. From there, you're going to walk yourself through to laying onto the floor. From there, pushing the arms out straight. Pointing the toes far behind you. Big toe to little toe, knuckles down to the ground. Forehead drops to the floor. From there, taking a slow, deep breath in for 4, slowly breathing out for 8. And again, slow, deep breath in for 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Slowly breathing out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And from there, your hands back towards your chest, slowly pushing up from the floor. Take yourself through into standing. From there, big fist gap apart, forward flex, and nice big extension through the back of the legs. And there, releasing, interlocking the fingers, roll one way, roll back the other, shake it out. Really, really well trained. Very, very good. Hope you enjoyed that training session. As always, if you did it live, hashtag live. If you did it on the replay, hashtag replay. Give me as much information as you can. As ever, if I can help, please get in contact. Send me a message and let's get talking. Excellent, well trained. I'll see you again next time for the next one. Well trained. Very good.